Hey guys, Morgan the Rebellious Reviewer. We talk about music, books, and movies. And today we're doing part 14 in the Album of the Day challenge. So, for those of you who are new, this is me and 6 of my imaginary friends who happen to be dragons attempt at the Pokemon genre challenge from Rate Your Music. Basically, we're just gonna generate a random Pokemon and a random number and pick an album based on those two things. The genre table with all the Pokemon types and the genres will be linked in the description, as usual. And today's Pokemon is Shieldon, which is a rock/steel type. Today's genre is glam rock, and today's album is Welcome to My Nightmare by Alice Cooper. Before I throw it over to my imaginary friends, though, I'm going to briefly give my thoughts on this album. Wow, this was wild. I didn't know Alice Cooper invented Dark Cabaret in 1975. No, really, the song Years Ago is an exceptionally scary sounding Dark Cabaret song, and no one can convince me otherwise. Seriously, it's also one of the few songs I've heard ever that actually kinda scared me. Aside from that, it's a pretty fun and honestly pretty wild hard rock album. And it's actually about a rock star who becomes a vampire. You know, normal stuff. It even has Vincent Price doing some spoken word on the song Devil's Food. Yeah, this is a horror fan's dream of an album right here. And anyway, it's a great album full of great guitar and bass playing in particular, but I'm more focused on how weird it is. Like, seriously, I did not know Alice Cooper was this experimental. I would give him props, but the song, I actually have to take away a few of those props because Only Women Bleed is on this album, and that song sucks. Other than that, it was a great album. With that out of the way, let's get started with the voice acting, shall we? Hey guys, Blaze Flarington here, and this is Bolt Thunderstone, Skyler Wing, Houdini Presto, Forrest Woods, and Draven Onyx. Today we're doing an Album of the Day video. It's my turn to pick, and today's genre is glam rock. So, normally there would be plenty of glam rock acts I'd pick before Alice Cooper, but since it's October, I wanted something Halloween themed in the genre. So, I went with a spooky Alice Cooper concept album, Welcome to My Nightmare. So, this is a concept album about a rocker who becomes a vampire, which is a Halloween concept if I ever heard one, plus Vincent Price is on here, which automatically makes this a Halloween album. The concept itself isn't super well executed, but I still think it's a great album. Alice Cooper has a good singing voice, and the album contains both hard rock bangers and weirder, more experimental songs. Seriously, I'm pretty sure Alice Cooper invented Dark Cabaret with songs like Years Ago and The Awakening. Both sounds are done well, but unfortunately Only Women Bleed is on this album. That song sounds like Elton John if he wrote a tasteless song about domestic abuse masquerading as a women's rights anthem. If that song wasn't on here and the concept was better written, I would have given it a 10. As it is, 8 out of 10. I'll go next since I'm the Dark Dragon and this type of music is my specialty. Go ahead, Draven. First of all, Only Women Bleed is a groundbreaking masterpiece song for domestic abuse victims. You guys are wrong. Second, I agree that the concept could have been better written, but the best songs on here are incredible. Plus, every song on here is great when taken on their own, and the best ones are some of the greatest of all time. The entire run of songs between Years Ago and The Awakening is some of the best, most delightfully twisted stuff of all time, as is the run from Welcome to My Nightmare to Black Widow. Like Blaze said, if the concept was better written, this would easily be a 10. As it is, it gets a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna have to contradict you on Only Women Bleed, Draven. That song is one of the worst of all time. It has passionless instrumentation, badly written lyrics about domestic abuse, and the title sounds like a period joke. That said, the rest of this album is great. The more hard rock leaning tracks are a lot of fun, and the weirder tracks legitimately spooked me a bit. The guitar and bass are great across this album, and Alice Cooper is a great singer. Again, take that Only Women Bleed atrocity off this album, and it would have no skips. 9 out of 10. Wow, I'm not agreeing with you guys so far. I liked Only Women Bleed, though I'll admit that the title is unintentionally hilarious. I also liked most of the other songs, especially the proto-dark cabaret section near the end. However, for me, the more hard rock-oriented songs like Department of Youth, Cold Ethel, and Escape felt a bit generic. I'd still say this was a mostly great album, but it could have been better had it leaned into the weirdness a bit more. Also, the brass section on this album is incredible. 8 out of 10. I'm also not agreeing with everyone. On one hand, I agree with Forrest that the regular hard rock songs are pretty generic and that the brass section is amazing. On the other hand, I agree with Bolt and Blaze that Only Women Bleed is trash. Every other song on here is amazing, though, even if I agree that the concept could be better executed. Overall, I'd say this has too many flaws for me to call it great, but I will just barely call it good. 7 out of 10. I'll side with the majority here. This album is awesome, aside from Only Women Bleed, which is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. I love the brass section, the proto-dark cabaret moments are really cool, and the more hard rock moments are a lot of fun. I also agree that the concept could have been better executed. I'm also gonna side with Forrest and Blaze and give this album an 8 out of 10. Now, Skyler, could you add up our scores? Why, sure, Houdini. This album gets a combined score of 49 out of 60. It's a great album. It's not as good as Voodooism by Sismix, but better than that A Boyo Cantado album. So, Blaze, you couldn't quite overthrow Draven on this one, but there are still 4 chances for one of us to steal his crown. That won't happen. It's October, aka my month. I hope Forrest overthrows you tomorrow. Oh right, it's my turn. It feels weird to not be going last. I imagine. Anyway, I'll try to find a Halloween album in whatever genre I get. Though depending on the genre, that may not be possible. Yeah, I had a hard time finding one for my genre, even. Anyway, let's throw it back to Morgan. And that's my video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Morgan the Rebellious Reviewer, and I'm out.